No, a cynical voice can sometimes be useful for, bated breath. Like everyone, oh my god, with every game under the damn sun, people are always like, hype train! Hype train! Planets are coming, hype train!
Hey!
First person modules coming, hype train! Killing floor updates coming, hype train! It's like, no!
Wait, okay,
no.
then. So you want to live your life with not getting excited about anything?
You can get excited, but don't get hype train levels excited, unless you're absolutely sure it's coming out that week. And still, even then, you got to be cautious if you're unsure of the update. This hype train stuff is unhealthy, especially because nothing makes deadlines anymore.
True.
So it's like, let's hop on a hype train and wreck our bodies because we're gonna be all excited, and then have this massive low when it fails to release, and then all excited and then this massive low when it fails to release. Every time, that's always what happens.
Yeah, I try and avoid it, but it's hard.
So now on Reddit, whenever I see anybody hype train, it's just like, oh my god, it's the plague! I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it.
Maybe it's just because you don't enjoy excitement.
Well, it's
conspiracy theory.
It could be actually partially that I enjoy excitement, but I don't like adrenaline rushy sort of stuff. So anything like that gets on my nerves. So that could be part of it, but I do hate the whole let's get excited and then get let down over and over again thing.
Yeah, my brain's going. You have been stung too many times by bad
Like when
games.
people hype. Sorry, I'm interrupting. But when hype train stuff started for planets, it's like, yes, you should be excited for planets, but you don't have a release date. There's no release date set for this. They said in the future when they're working on it. You don't want to get yourself super excited and hyped up over it. You should just be constantly at a level amount of I'm vaguely excited for this, and then once it releases, be excited about that.
People can't be like that. You know that as well as me. People are either excited or not.
Yeah, but
it's not really a middle ground. Like, oh yeah, that's kind of good. I'll turn my excitement on.
You need to find a way to temper people.
If you really want to counter the hype train, sorry Scott, you just release everything at the last minute. You don't give them any information, just release it. Then the hype train is countered. But hype train is part of it.
You can have a little bit of a hype train as long as you're sure it's going to come out.
There's nothing
wrong. But it's even the Star Wars Battlefront stuff is like hype train on their Facebook page.
Yeah, but that's how EA run.
Assholes. Yes, but it's so fucking annoying because it's like, you motherfuckers, you so full of goddamn shit. You're gonna fuck people up with it. Yeah, it just makes me want to stab them.
There's nothing wrong with people getting excited at games. The problem is companies now are betting on hype train happening. People getting dead excited, pre-ordering the game, and then there is people out there that have gone and made games that are shit, and they know it's shit, but they've got everyone excited about it, and then they release and they go, oh well.
Chugga 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 choo choo. What? Okay, the game's released. Everyone's still enjoying it, right? You're not? Okay, I'm gonna be quiet now. Wait, no, I've already spent $90 on the special edition whatever version.
Again, I am saying this now, thank God for Steam refunds. Thank you.
Yeah, that should change the world a fair amount.
It means that at least us PC gamers are not getting screwed over as much. Now, I know I'm gonna be also in that statement. I'll be the devil's advocate. You're gonna have, and some indie developers hate it because they're like, well, we've made a 2-hour long game. People are just gonna complete it really fast and refund it.
People like that make me fucking furious too. It's like, you played that game. It was enjoyable, right? It might have been short, but it was enjoyable. What kind of scumbag are you when you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna return it? But you enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, but that's why. Remember what happened. I don't know if you guys remember this. The reason that people stopped that sort of system in real life is because people would play a game on PC, take it back to the store, and say it was no good. So that's why they banned returning games on the PC, because people could play them instantly.
Well, one of the main reasons they stopped returning games on PC is because if you could install it and get it to work without a disc, you could then theoretically return the disc, and they'd be like, oh, okay. But you still have to get the game installed. That's why they stopped that.
Yeah, and the also thing is, I don't know. I can't remember. It was maybe a week or two ago. I've got a few games that I have bought for review purposes. You know, I buy them myself right now. I don't get usually game coder and that. And so I do a first impression video. That's maybe an hour. So I could refund a lot of other code. Why would I do that? If I like the game, I'm going to support the developer. Even if I don't like the game, just refunding it seems a bit.
To be honest, right?
Shit.
If you refund the game, don't feel guilty about it. Purely for the reason that if it's not a good game and you didn't enjoy it, it's not your fault.
That's fine. If that's refunding for a good reason, the game wasn't what I thought it was. It was.
But another thing about saying that, Scott, is if you buy a game, and it is what it is, but you still don't like it. it is what it expect. It's like returning something just because you're like, oh, it's not as good as I thought, but it's
that's
everything
fine,
it is.
I have no
What
problem
do
with
you
people
think
doing
of
that. It's people that are gaming the system. You know, they'll buy the indie game that's an hour long, they'll play it, and they'll refund it, even though they enjoyed it. That's what worries me. People might do that, but again, you're not going to have any problems with big games. Hell, you hope you don't, but you know, what happens if you're playing a game for... Maybe you buy the next... I'm going to use just a random game. Next Metal Gear. And the first 2 hours of that game are excellent, but then after the 2 hour mark, it just falls apart. You can't refund it then. You're stuck. You know, there was a case recently of a guy that made a game called... It was classed as the Impossible Game. And, you know... It was supposed to be
was
really
it 18
hard.
levels promised, but they were all the same level, and you couldn't even get past like the second level.
I think it was
anyway.
7 or 8 in one hidden level, and it was a scam. And the guy just disappeared. He's like, "Oh, I can't get back to you on this. I am not well." He's like, and then I loved one of the things was he's like, the clues to passing the level are in the Steam
achievements
cards.
that you get when you
After 2
unlock
hours.
after playing over the time it would disable refunds.
So, you know, if the system worked and everyone was a nice and honest human being, and the developers are all nice and lovely human beings, and the gamers were nice, lovely human beings, but that's just not going to happen in the real world.
Well, it's not the world we live in, is it?
We live in a world of 99% people that are lovely, nice people, and then 1 or 2 right.
I wouldn't say that. I think most people, there's like a large percentage of scumbags, and then there's a
I don't
small
know. I
percentage
think,
of good
I think
guys.
there's actually a huge amount of very good, nice people. It's just the scum. It's easier to see filth on a clean floor.
Oh, maybe you're right. Or maybe more importantly, once you have this power, it can go to your head.
I just wish, I don't know, I want everyone, game developers, to be supported as much as they can, but when they start being, you know, shysters, they should be punished, like banned from Steam.
I don't know. It's one of them things where it's an opinion war based thing. Like someone says it's a complete scumbag thing, and then some other guy says he likes it.
Yeah, but making a game that's actually impossible to complete...
Yeah, no, I'm not saying in that case.
It's like the same like our shit we deal with people making copyright claims that have no right to the music. They're just making it because they think, you know, I might get away with it, and then they can just go do it as many times as they want. You know, there's no limit to how many copyright claims.
That really pisses me off because supposedly there's supposed to be like legal action taken against you if you make a false copyright claim. Yet, for some odd reason, that doesn't happen. I mean, what was it? I can't remember the name of those bastards that copyright claimed a lot of my Alien Isolation videos, which is one of the reasons why it took me so long to beat that game, is because I stopped playing it until those cleared. It's just a random scene, and they're like, yeah, we own the copyright to the alien being revealed. It's like, wait, who are you? I did a bunch of research. It's like, these guys are not associated at all with the game company that made this amazing game. What the hell? And I, went through everything I had to do and get it cleared. And it should have been, I get a little thing in the mail that shows their face and them being locked up and tossed in jail. Not, okay, it's been cleared, carry on. Wait, no, what happened to them? I need to know that they've been punished.
Yeah, they're
being
making
filth
claims
of the
without
earth.
consequences, and it destroys us. Where we've
I mean, it would be fine if, when you go to, like, file a counterclaim, or if you file one of those things, there wasn't a big warning telling you, hey, if this is false, you're going to get in serious legal trouble. If it was just like, if it was just your fault filing one of these, okay. But the fact that it informs you that you're going to get yourself in serious legal trouble if this is a false claim, and then that doesn't happen when people file false claims against you, that's what gets under my bloody skin.
And the fact that we, if we try and argue it and it turns out we're wrong, we could go, I don't think
Well,
you have
if
any
it's
rights
like
to
that
it.
one guy who had his channel destroyed semi-recently, you can be in the right, but a lot of times it comes down to the guy who's filing the copyright claim. If you're like, no, this was fair use, especially under fair use, the person can say, no, it wasn't, and then you can end up being screwed over anyway.
I'm really concerned about fair use stuff because I'm now trying to do some critical reviews of games. And that worries me is...
If you're reviewing a game, rule of thumb is you probably want to check with the actual creator of the game, or at the very least, probably turn down or disable the music. Because that's one of the main things that it'll get you hit on. Like GTA, if you were to play that game with the music on and upload that, you're 100% getting yourself copyright claimed up the ass.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I made sure my radio was off, music was turned to nothing.
Yeah, disabled radio.
Yeah,
I've
you
never
can
done any
just-
recordings in GTA, but even though I just thought, just in case I decide one day is I want to do it, I want to record, or I had just my recording software running in the background just in case something stupid happened. I wanted to be able to use it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like most of the music in GTA, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely not worth it. I actually play with my music off in most games just because of that, or I keep it very low no matter what at this point.
And the problem that I'm having was an indie game that I was doing work on at Association didn't have any options to switch music off.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So it's like,
I
well,
still
I'm
don't know if
fucked.
that copyright claim you sort of got on that
Was legit.
or not, but the thing is, you fight it and it turns out to be legit, then you're in the spot of bother.
Especially with what I was saying about partnership. If I'm looking for one, a lot of them require 0 strikes. So if I got that 1 strike, I can't get partnered. And that's sucky. Even though, do I risk my channel for the randomness of chance? I don't know. One day it'll go to court and it'll all be decided, and either we'll all lose out, or and YouTube will basically have to YouTubers will have to rethink how they do everything, or it'll be found in our favour, and the big companies will have to start thinking how they're dealing with it.
Well, for now, all I can say is be very careful.
Oh yeah. Anyone who wants to do YouTubing,
Don't do it.
Music is dangerous. Music is super dangerous. That's the biggest thing that'll get you.
It's really fun. I quite enjoy it.
it's the best. I'm finding it the most fun hobby. I love reading comments that are left on my channel. Even the negative ones, and because usually most times are constructive. I like it when debate starts on my comments. It's like someone actually having a good discussion. Pros and cons of something that's happened, and I quite like that because it's like, oh, this is interesting to get involved in.
I like the ones when sometimes they overtake the serious of it. Like me and you have an argument, Scott, and we going crazy, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, that guy needs to kill the other person."
Yeah,
It's like totally over the top.
Okay, we were just having a laugh. I don't know. I'm not gonna belittle people's things, but yeah. You screw around too much and people take something.
Don't worry, people. We're not gonna murder each other. It's hopefully not.
I'm going to remain silent.
Give us some time. Now. Is that far? No, it's not far enough ahead. Bugger. Biggity.
This game is close to like I found out a few episodes ago though. It will drive you to insanity pretty quick.
Oh yeah, that's why again we had a little break. I think we were all getting a little bit stressed.
What the hell just happened there? Did somebody drop their keyboard?
That's someone dropping their keyboard. Ooh, sorry, I just remembered something I was going to look up later.
Okay.
There's a new mouse out by Corsair I want to buy.
A new Corsair mouse, eh?
Yes, because my Naga's playing up when I boot my PC up for about 30 seconds to a minute. It doesn't move. I can use the buttons, but the actual mousey bit doesn't work. I don't know. I thought at first it was drivers, but then I tried it on my laptop and it still did the same.
Like, you have that Razer Synapse thing installed, right?
Yes.
And it says it's all up to date and all that nonsense?
Yep.
Well, that's very odd.
It is an odd one. But this new Corsair mouse has the button bit at the side like a Naga, what I quite like. The number pad.
Yeah, those number pads are awesome.
So,
especially for space engineers rotating stuff.
Yeah, so it's got that on it, and I'm going, ooh, pretty, and it's RGB.
Goddamn button people. You can only have 2 buttons on your mouse.
People going and being logical and buying a mouse that allows them to do stuff.
Goddamn buttons. It took me a long time to find a suitable gaming mouse that has 3 buttons. I do not like buttons. Keep it simple. Keep it clean.
No, I like.
I'll tell you the main reason I say that, right? Because I claw grip my mouse, so there's a lot of pressure going on my mouse, and if there's too many buttons on, I press every single button.
Yeah, but the buttons are by your thumb.
Yes, that's why I claw grip it, because my mouse hovers above the bloody mouse mat.
Alright.
But yeah. Otherwise, if you can cope without claw gripping, then maybe try it. Try it.
Let me backpedal a tiny bit, as I might have isolated some people.
No, all I know is that if you were someone saw me playing how I play the game, they're like, I have the DPS set up dead high because I barely want to move my wrist. So I am so lazy.
Yeah, I think I have mine around like 4,800 or something.
Oh, I like to go on little adventures with my mouse.
That's right now. I'm screwing with trying to. I've been playing the Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Computers.
I don't know which one it's called now. They're all blending together. I don't know what Call of Duty is, but the beta is just out right now.
There's been an assortment of years. It's one of them.
Yeah.
I know, it's just crazy what they've done though, isn't it? Like, it's they're numbering them, so it doesn't sound like they're spamming them out. They started changing the names.
It's now got to a point where when I try and figure out
Call of
which one it is, it
Duty
just hurts.
Black Ops 63 version 4 /2.
Just trying to figure it out right now hurts my head. So trying to get the nice amount of DPS for my mouse for that game's been a bit of a DPI for that game's been a bit of a adventure.
Back in the day when Call of Duty 4 used to be the premiership of first-person shooters, used to play that quite often.
Can't think of my first person shooter I played on a PC. It was something Delta.
Delta Force. Oh, I remember that. That was good shit. Used to raid people with like 6 pixels and shoot them.
Yeah, I remember the P90 had no bullet drop, and you could literally use it as a sniper rifle from across the map.
Oh, you could use anything as a sniper rifle. Everything just fired these like lines. Yeah, straight lines.
You could literally just shoot straight across the map with it. So the P90 had a stupid big size clip, stupid damage, and with
you know with the straight lines though, when you actually saw traces in them games, they were just lines, like a line of pixels going at someone.
I was killed by pixels.
Oh shit, yeah, that was good. I remember a boat mission that I could never complete because I just couldn't do it. I was just not skilled.
I just remember that game, and then there was one that came out afterwards, and it was like set. What was it set? It was what was that movie? Black Hawk Down. It was basically just
that was a good one. You supposed to play similar games to me.
Yeah, that was before that. Then I went back to because my PC was old and dying. I went back to console, played Halo.
At that stage, I remember I was quite young, and I got my first copy of Battlefield 1942. And I didn't have the internet at that time, so I was just stuck there playing against bots, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then the internet came, and then I realised that there is a massive world of just people shooting at each other.
And Aaron still has that connection today.
Yes, do I?
The same internet connection.
No, if I had the same internet connection, you just every time I connected, you dial-up tone. And then...
People did
that
not
was a
know.
Very musical dial tone.
But you know, people did not know they could disable that with a command.
Oh, I like that. Come on.
No one ever realised that could be command stopped. You literally just went into. It was like.
But how do you know you're connected?
Because you were able to access the internet. You didn't need a musical tune to come into it.
Yeah, but that was like the internet warm-up tune. Oh yeah, let the internet's working.
Get ready, you're about to be on the internet with people.
The internet back in the day, that was so simple. So simple. It's like you couldn't. I remember I remember when I used to get cheats, like not cheats for games, but like there used to be passcodes for levels. And stuff like in this old game I used to play. I think it was called Commando or something, and I had to get the passcodes because I was too not understanding to be able to play the levels.
Well, I remember what was the old Star Wars game for the Nintendo 64 where you flew a bunch of different ships. I remember printing out a bunch of codes.
Oh, that's what I used to do. Is print out a big sheet, and sometimes I had to go into the library and print ones out with walkthroughs. Like if I was megally confused.
I never did that.
Sometimes I was megally confused and I was like, right, there's nothing else I can do. I need a walkthrough, and I'd print off like 6 pages of these little pictures of how to do it.
I remember games coming, PC games back in the day coming in huge boxes with a manual you could bludgeon someone to death with.
Oh yeah, I've got a few of them.
I remember it was one of the Delta games like that, and it came with like a cardboard overlay you would put over your keyboard. So you could see all the button mapping.
Oh yeah, they were badass. Them. I didn't know that you could put them over your keyboard though. I thought they were just like a wall display.
No, some.
Yeah, I think it depends on the game.
Some had like keyboard overlays. You could actually put over your keyboard. You could seal your buttons. You had the right keyboard, and I think my old compact PC had the right keyboard.
Wow, that's legendary stuff.
I just don't remember that PC is just a base
Oh,
box.
I mean, people will have to say what their sort of first games were. I mean, from the different, it depends when you're born. I think it'll definitely vary.
Well, that was my first PC
Oh yeah,
game.
it's feeling very like
My
crazy.
first game, my dad had when I grew up, my dad had an original Nintendo, so it was Duck Hunt and Mario. So it was
I think
those
we've
two
had
games.
this conversation before. by the way.
Probably.
Did we have this before? Because I don't think we went this deep though before. I think I
Maybe
must have.
not.
I've said before though that one of my first gaming experiences was like hiding, as my dad played Half-Life because I was scared of the monsters in it.
The head
And
traps.
the story of my Half-Life original days, I was so scared of it when I was little that I didn't want to get past the where everything goes nice. So I would just play up to the part where everything goes crazy, and just pretend I was a happy lab assistant walking around like, oh, this is a nice
Yeah.
day.
It's a nice day out in this lab.
I don't know. I bet you there's people who would love like you're a lab worker simulator or
Oh,
some
lab work.
silly nonsense
That's a
like
nice
that.
idea. That
I wouldn't
Busters.
put it past the world that we live in. The weird games we see coming out.
They're not weird, just special.
Well, sometimes there are weird games. Let's be honest.
I like, yeah, that Goat Simulator was.
Especially some of the ones that somehow
Interesting.
make it onto green light.
I was thinking more of like, I don't know, hentai Japanese games.
Oh, they,
Goat
no, but they
Simulator
have
is
an
odd,
audience.
Well, Goat Simulator had an audience too. It was just like, here, watch nonsense happen.
Thruster components, that is what I'm missing. I've really realised it now.
But Goat Simulator wasn't one of those things you're like, oh dear God, I shouldn't let anybody else
Could be
see
a
this,
draft.
like some of those other games.
You know that you could be a giraffe in that.
Yeah, it was
I
all-
believe it was called a tall goat.
Tall goat. Okay. Where are these? Who's hiding all the thruster components?
Oh, he's constructed. Go build
Might have
some.
a few.
I've got some. Don't worry. Cute.
They're not going to build themselves, Aaron. You build things.
What are you building the Death Star over here, Sage? Would you like to talk me through this contraption?
I'll talk you through when this is done.
Well, I would like a preemptive.
Okay, well, it's a
Is it-
ship with a bunch of guns.
I know.
on it.
Has it got enough guns?
I like the idea of it, though. I'd have to say
It is a lot of guns.
it's a very exciting little creation I've seen from you in survival. Not seen anything like this for a while.
I see a lot.
No, I usually don't build combat ships, but I felt like building a combat ship.
I see a lot of thrusters pointing. Oh, no, there's just backflash. God, this is.
Yeah,
Just...
I got all the thrusters covered.
Ooh, just did not want to see an explosion happen at this front one.
There shouldn't be one, unless somebody shoots it.
Kaboom.
Alright, back to building our drill ship. Grinder ship.
In fact, welding, something.